Okay, in this video I'm going to show you what work I've done to the hubs to make them fit a Type 3 spindle. There's three possible hubs you can choose. There's a late 944S 944 turbo hub, which is the hub I'm using. Then there's an 86 turbo hub, and then there is a early normally aspirated hub, which I actually have one here as well. The normally aspirated hub, the rotor mounts to the back. The 944S and turbo hub, the rotor mounts to the front like a normal rotor, which is actually the same as the 993 and the Boxster rotors. They'll all fit this hub. Now the machine work I did to the hub, starting off, I shortened this, I guess call it a snout of the hub, or the face of the hub here. I shortened it by 5 millimeters to clear the backing plate if I use one, and bolts, and also being I shortened the inside by 3 millimeters for or 3.5 millimeters for the spacing on the bearings. So 5 millimeters, you can go 3.5 to 5 millimeters. I took 5. I got plenty of room. You could probably take less and be okay. 5, I'm safe. Now, I'll talk about what I did here on the races, or the spacer adapters. This adapter here, what it is here's a 944 race. The adapter is the outside diameter of the 944 race. The inside diameter of the adapter is the OD of the Type 3 bearing race. After the adapter's made, this is just the race, you press the Type 3 race into the race adapter or spacer, whatever you want to call it. Let's see if I can get it. Here's the Type 3 race. There's the race adapter. It presses in, and then it all presses in. So basically what it does is spaces, gives you extra material, so the Type 3 race will press in to the hub, so you can use the Type 3 bearing in the 944 hub. So after that adapter's made, so the machine work on the hub, there's a little step inside the hub that you cut out, which is like 3 millimeters. Then you machine all that so that presses in flush, gives you more contact area in there, so everything fits flush in there. Then what I did here, let's see if I can get a better angle. Here you can see this is the stock OD or stock ID of the 944 hub for the 944 wheel seal. So once I went down 3 millimeters to get rid of the step, then I took, being she shortened everything, there's still another little inner lip which I took down all the way, which is like another 10 millimeters for the seal, which is a stock or ID for the 944 seal, which the Type 1 drum brake seal is the same OD as the 944 seal, which has the correct ID for the Type 3 spindle. So basically I'm using just a stock Volkswagen wheel seal here. So once all that's machined, the seal presses in and you're ready to go. So basically, repeating myself a lot of times here. You take the 3.5 millimeters out, that brings the two races closer together, which fits the Volkswagen spindle, because the Volkswagen spindle is a little bit closer, the bearing spacing is a little bit closer together. So once that's done, everything fits perfectly there. On the front, there's no machine work done. It still accepts the 944 bearing. Now what I did is I made a sleeve, as you've seen in the picture, that fits on the Volkswagen spindle, which makes the OD of the spindle the correct ID for the inside diameter for the 944 bearing. I used the 944 bearing because it's larger than the Volkswagen bearing. And the larger bearing, I think, would be a better bearing. You know, larger bearings are always better than a smaller bearing. Low bearing as well. That's pretty much straightforward. The thing is, machine shop labor is cheap here. You know, unfortunately, machine shop labor in the States is not cheap. I get all kinds of custom stuff machined, and you know, it's crazy cheap. You know, I don't even ask them what the price is because I know it's going to be cheaper than in the States. You know, it's like 1,000 pesos is like 20 US. You know, and for the machining of 2 hubs and making the bearing spacers and adapters, I think I paid like 40 US dollars. It's cheap. The only problem is I have to research. I had to research everything prior and guess that stuff would work and have it all shipped to me in the Philippines, and then cross my fingers and hey, so far everything's worked out. I can't think of anything else about the hub that I did. You know, just simple machine work. You know, if you have any questions, feel free to leave comments, or you can email me and I'll answer any more questions about what I did on the machine work. It's pretty straightforward. I guess we'll move on to the next step. I'll show you fitting this hub to the spindle.